You're listening to the Empowered Equestrian Podcast. This episode is titled, How to Win in Your Life. So if you're searching for more wins, more success, more growth, more amazing things in abundance in your life, keep listening. Hi, I'm Teal Shoup, and you're about to empower your equestrian life with this podcast. I'm an adult amateur rider, the CEO of Global Innovator Sterling Essentials, and am passionate about loving horses and being an equestrian on my own terms. If you're a wanting more rider that thinks our equestrian world can be better, is curious, is a little frustrated with the conventions of the equestrian industry, this podcast is for you. If you're looking for what empowers and builds you up as an equestrian rather than tears you down, this podcast is for you. Journey with me and my guests from all walks of equestrian life to hear the conversations, wisdom, and stories that will help you become an empowered equestrian. And when you're an empowered equestrian, you become present in even more meaningful ways to yourself, your horse, and your equestrian community. And then together, we will help our equestrian community thrive. I'm glad you're here. Hey, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Oh my gosh. So to me, this episode, as I was thinking about it over the holidays, because when I'm recording here, it's basically the end of the year, wrapping up 2021. What an interesting year. Oh my goodness, right? But this message today was coming to me and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to share that with you all because this has been so profound in my life over the past 2+ years. And as you get, right, New Year's coming, 2022 is coming when I'm recording this. And everybody's really getting into, your New Year's resolutions, your goal setting, all of these things. And for me, maybe you're this way too, it's more about sitting back and reflecting on where I've been in order to set the tone for where I'm going. And for me, it's not about wallowing then in the past, and maybe this time of year you get caught in the woulda, shoulda, couldas. Oh, I would have done this if I could have. I should have done that. Oh, if I'd done this differently, it would have worked out, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? In my experience, that is totally already a broken strategy. When it comes to then setting your intentions and mapping out your future, as well as working from a really strong, positive energy, a vibrant place, a high vibration, in order to then attract and manifest all the things you want in your life. So where I'm really looking at is, you want success in your life, right? These are the big dreams you have for 2022. You want the wins. You want all of those magical good things that you're planning and dreaming about. How do you create those wins in your life? Well, for me, that's even the wrong question or the wrong way to approach it in my life, because I look at how do I create more wins in my life? Well, you know what? Where I work from and interpret is I've already won. And what does that mean? I know, what do you mean you've already won? I mean, maybe, your car broke down. How is that a win? How is that a good thing? How do you say you've already won? How is that success? Well, let me back up a little bit and try to lay this out for you. So where I set my intention, and in my experience, I look at everything as a win. I choose to place my attention and my energy and my focus, my locus of control on everything is a win. Everything that happens in life, good, bad, upside down, inside out, left, right, turned around, is a win. Why? Because this is a place of power. This is a place of not leaking my energy, not giving away my power. And it's reframing everything as all is happening in my favor. It is happening for me. The universe is conspiring to provide for me everything that I'm dreaming and imagining and hoping for. Everything is a lesson, a blessing, or medicine for me to grow and evolve And so I share this with you because I have so many amazing colleagues and friends who also work from this place, and I work from this place, and I see the change in my life, I see the change in their life, and so I share this with you because it's such a more powerful way to look at what is going on in your life, and also for how then you plan for your future. I'd share you even, some stories here, because this is what was coming to me over the holidays. I was thinking back several years ago. I was all like, yeah, I'm going to expand my business. Yeehaw, yeehaw, grow, grow, grow. I need help. I'm going to go get a sales rep. So I contracted with a independent sales representative. And oh, by golly, by any kind of, societal standards, you'd look at this. Basically 6 months I worked with the sales rep. And by any societal standards, you'd look at this and say, this was a train wreck. This was a mess. I mean, my ROI was non-existent. This representative and I were not at all aligned spiritually, business, values, emotionally, like any kind of thing at all, completely misaligned, even though I thought it was a good idea at the time because this individual was highly recommended. But oh my word, like, holy smokes. I mean, things just did not go well, did not obviously create the growth that I was anticipating. I had loaned out a number of supplies. I'd sent my products, I'd sent banners, this, that, all kinds of other expensive display and marketing items. And when we concluded our contract, those things were returned to me also broken. My products were damaged. I couldn't resell them even. I had all these fancy displays, beautiful graphics and displays that you'd put at a horse show or a booth or a trade show, things like that, right? I had holes in them, covered in grass, mud, dirt, the metal frames bent, all these things. So by anyone's, societal standard, culturally or in business, you'd look at this and be like, this was awful. This was horrible. And look at all the things to be ticked off about or say they are bad or blah, 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 blah. Okay, and never mind the money invested that then, quite frankly, put my business into debt because this was an investment in our growth and it didn't pan out. And so in the short term, we kind of, we're eating it, But it's like, this was a win though. Oh my gosh. And it took me a little bit to see it at the time because I wasn't working from this frame of reference yet. This was several years ago. I wasn't yet really starting to have the mentorship and all of the amazing things I've had over recent years to help me reframe what seemed like a catastrophe at the time. And as a small business, I mean, you get it, any money out the door sometimes, if it doesn't come back, you start to catastrophize and it feels like the end of the world. But this was framing it now actually as a win. Like, oh my gosh, looking back, that choice to work with that sales rep and all the things that happened was such a blessing. Because why? I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about relationships. I learned so much about how I was being such a gall darn pushover and people pleaser. I was looking for someone else to save me and save my business and, not like my business needs saving, but someone else to smooth and fix and all of that. And it was like, Teal, you have to be, hopefully that wasn't too loud. Sorry, guys. Clap my hands. I get excited. You have to be the leader. You have to be you are in charge. No one else is coming. This is you. Step up. Put the boundaries in place. Stop being the people pleaser. Stop giving away your power. Like, oh my gosh, 2x4 to the head, right? And I'm sure as you're listening, you're thinking of examples of this right now where you can completely relate. What is something that you have looked at and thought was really bad, didn't work out, horrible, catastrophized, whatever the word is, it's a catastrophe. And you're holding that memory that this is just a bad thing. What if you pause and turn it on its head and say, this was a huge blessing. because everything is a win. Everything is a blessing because it's all happening for your best and highest good. This is, in my experience, it is all happening for my best and highest good, for my blessings, for me to learn and grow and evolve from. It's like taking your medicine, you know? So where in your life are you seeing this too? And that's, as I always talk about, that first thing is that awareness to understand, oh, okay, this thing that maybe is like an albatross around your neck because it's in your past and you keep looking at it and going and saying, oh, that was horrible. Oh, that was horrible. But because you haven't released it, it's like that bad thing, this unfortunate circumstance in your past, something didn't go as you expected and you're carrying it around like as a heavy weight. How does that feel? Like when you start thinking about that thing that has bummed you out, you didn't get the client you wanted, your horse got hurt. Oh, that feels heavy. So where I'm working from, like I've said, is just the best way to release that and move on is to reframe it, completely shift it. Because what is a win or what isn't a win? Everything is a win, and the only reason that things get framed as good, bad, win, loss is based on your perception, which is often then colored and guided, right, by cultural, societal norms, right? Get client, have lots of money, hooray, 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 that's a win. That's what society and culture says, so that's your perception as well, versus, oh, lost client, didn't get money, horse got sick, bad, 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 like... Reframe it. And I don't necessarily like the term people talk about, oh, everything has a silver lining, la la la. To me, it just starts to feel too glib for me. Like there's so much more depth to this than just, oh, yes, there's the good in everything. Like, that is so the case, but it's more than that. There's so much more than that because it's the blessings you find in things and how recognizing those blessings, giving gratitude for those blessings, giving gratitude for everywhere you've been, the good, bad, the ugly, totally changes your energy. So it's totally a different thing than just giving the lip service and the high level quick thought of, oh yeah, everything is a silver lining. Oh, it's all okay. Like, you have to do the work. This is the work. The transformation comes with the work of changing your feeling and your energy about the circumstance that's making you feel bad, the thing that happened that you didn't like, didn't meet your expectations, right? Okay, so, there's a lot here to digest, I know, but this is that little nugget I just really, really wanted to share with you. And this has panned out in so many areas of my life, and I think if you take the time, you really see this too. I mean, I'll give you a completely goofy story just recently that, and then I could go into a story about I'm kind of embarrassed about this and how stupid I was or blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, no, I'm not picking up that stick to beat myself with it. I give myself grace because I look at this now and I laugh and I give gratitude that this happened. Because recently I was traveling over the holidays and I thought I had the appropriate equipment for traveling safely in the winter. Turns out we bought a new car, which we're really excited about. Amazing abundance that came into our life. I'm so grateful for this new car, but I thought it had different tires on it. And when I looked at it and I misread what I'd seen for the tires. And so turns out off tootling around winter wonderland on tires not cut out for the job, even in my wildest imagination. And I had not given it the due diligence that I needed, which is unusual for me, but hey, it happens. And so slip sliding and scooting around all over the place on the snow and ice and had a bit of a little white knuckle experience. And yeah, it wasn't really fun, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, Teal, you know better. I mean, I've been driving in winter conditions, lived in the mountains for basically most of my life. And so I know how to deal with this stuff. And here I made, what people would like, air quotes, rookie mistake. Jeez, But like I said, I'm not picking up that stick and going to shame myself and beat myself with it. Like, no. It all worked out. I got where I needed to safely. It was all just fine. And fortunately, it was in a little bit of a environment where I could pause and give myself extra time and all of those things to go safely. But it was like, oh, this could be a time to get into fear, to get into, oh, Teal, you're so stupid and dumb. Why did you mess this up? Blah, 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 blah. Versus, okay, well, that didn't quite work out like I thought it would, but look at what this huge blessing is, because now I know without a shadow of a doubt how my car is handling with these tires in these conditions. And I have plans to go do more, to go drive all over and be in more wintry conditions. And before I'm in a dire circumstance and get myself into hot water, I've already figured this out now and know exactly what I'm dealing with, so I can change and have the awareness. I can make the plans. I'm going to change out my equipment and do all those things, so I'm going to be safe from now on. This is an amazing revelation. Thank you for this experience because it brought me this lesson. This is totally a win. Totally a win, right? And so do you see what I did there is just changing my perception of the situation, because everything in life is how you perceive it, because the world is this way or that way, because you say the world is this way or that way. How are you looking at it through your eyes? And we've talked about this before, and that look at the world through eyes that are in gratitude, that are in joy, and raise your energy, raise your vibration, because how do you feel when everything is a blessing? You're like, yeah, this is great, and it's exciting. Changes your energy, changes how you move through life. And now even more of the magic starts happening, because if you're moving through life in a state of everything is a win, everything is in my favor, everything is a blessing, you're also setting up an expectation. You have this positive anticipation that, in my opinion, you're sending them out into the world, and then that is what you're starting to receive and attract into your life more and more and more and more, so that more and more and more things start to go your way like you expect them, because you're putting that positive anticipation, that positive excitement. It's like a little kid on your birthday or Christmas morning if you celebrate Christmas, and you're so excited and you can't wait and you can't wait, and you have this positive anticipation, and then it comes Christmas morning or your birthday and all of the abundance that then comes. So this is what I just really wanted to share with you. I was thinking about this over the holidays, and then in light of, everything turning the corner with the new year, because I encourage you, as you're thinking about what's coming in your future, start reframing it all, that no matter what happens, everything is for your best and highest good. Everything is in your favor. Everything is a win. Everything is a blessing. It's learning. It's expansion. It's growth for you. Turn it into something that empowers and boosts your emotional state into a positive, powerful place. It's huge. This is a huge tool. And then start to see how wins, even in a societal standard of what a win is, start to happen more often. I share this with you because this is my experience. And how you practice, what you do with it, it's all up to you. But try it, stick with it, have some consistency, start to make a habit, see how things start to change for you. So, pretty powerful stuff, at least for me. And if it works for me, I know it can work for you. So, what's your takeaway here? When you realize everything is working in your favor, everything is a win, you see then that everything is an absolute win. What joy, huh? What joy. So, All right, we'll wrap it up there, though. Kind of short and sweet episode, but just thank you so much for listening. And I am so glad you're here and so honored and grateful to share this with you. And wish you many, many blessings now and in the future and always. All right, talk with you soon. Thank you for listening to this entire podcast. If you're the kind of equestrian that likes to help others, then share this with your friends, fellow riders, and barnmates. You know, if you've found value, they will too. So please share on your social media channels. Also, if you've got questions or have a topic you'd like to hear about, I'm here to help. You can email me at customerservice@sterling-essentials.com, and I may even use your idea on a future podcast episode. Also, if you'd like additional empowering content, connect with me on Instagram at Empowered Equestrian Podcast. Finally, I do have a personal request. If you would please leave a review wherever you listen. And a good one, by the way. I'd be really grateful, and through your assistance together, we can help our equestrian community thrive. Thank you, and take care.